rising Venus signs and cross watchers. It is happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, timeless soulmate contract read time. That is a mouthful. I am your reader. Venus conjunct Mercury in Libra, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years, plus a little bit more in service at the time of this timeless recording. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You can preview it for free. Love that book very, very much. Go check it out. I think you might like it, if not love it too. I am also a creator on Patreon, and I mention it because all of my patrons, all levels of subscribers, have access to the extended readings. Yes, part 1 on YouTube. Part 2 is on Vimeo on demand if you want a pay-per-view, and greatly appreciate it if you do, but all of my subscribers, all levels of subscription, get access to that, past, present, and future, because they are, after all, timeless reads. They also get unlisted YouTube live stream links from me every morning where we chat, talk about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a prayer, a blessing to send us on our way. I do it every day and I love it so much. So if you are looking for a deeper experience, including the extended readings, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because I still remain the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. Just call me Mal. Hey, my scales, my Libras. Like I said, I am Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra in my 3rd house, and I was raised by a divorce lawyer. So looking at relationship contracts, just sort of born into that in a way. So if you are new to my channel, pardon me, and new to these types of readings, they are based on the idea of all soul contracts having a purpose, essentially 2 purposes depending on the category you find yourself in. We all have twin flames, we all have soulmates, they're not all romantic, sexual. Essentially, the difference is the landscapers are here. I have like rain sound music in the background to cover that up, but you know, they might come right up to the window, and then I'll pause it if I have to. Don't worry. I gotcha. The difference between a twin flame and a soulmate is whether you are helping each other heal or teaching each other how to heal yourselves. Soulmates are satisfying, sympathetic, symbiotic. You always help each other heal. Doesn't matter the type of relationship, parent, child, friends, whatever. Twin flames burn. They help you transform yourself, teach you how to love yourself, because by contract you can't give each other the love that you each want from each other, but you do get the love that you need from each other, which sometimes not at all, right? So that you heal yourself. There is a link in the description box, a video by Matt Kahn. He will be the last card down in this reading, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. Check out his channel, but the video itself, you can find it down there, is called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined from 2018. Changed the game for me, made much more sense. So that's the definition I'm working with. There's also a preface to these contract readings that I made a year or so ago if you want to check that out. Otherwise, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because particularly cross-watchers, you're going to have to figure out which party you are. Party number A, party number B, party 1, party number 2, as well as we are going to have a center lane here, state of the contract, the clause of the contract, the scene in the movie where this romantic thing is. And let's put this in a higher context, shall we? They're the hardest, the romantic sexual ones. They really, really are. We've been through so many romantic twin flames over the centuries, right? Lifetimes. To anchor a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate vibe on the planet, I think is just going to help everybody heal, right? Because we'll be too busy making love instead of making war. Just one example. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I'm going to do everything I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace needed for you to manifest, to anchor, not just for you, not just for your soulmate, but for really the entire Libra collective. Something that I think will make a big difference in our lives individually and collectively. Shall we? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Okay, let's build this contract as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, I need 3 Caroline Myss archetype decks to signify, to indicate the 8th chakra dynamics, the archetypal patterns being alchemized from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Please, 1 for party number 1, 1 for party number 2, that's 2. Just 1, please. Might be a Gemini. Please, 1 for party number 2 in this Libra. I mean, this could be the Libra. This could be the cross-watcher. This could be somebody they don't know or they haven't met yet. Maybe it is somebody they know. And our third card, we will not turn over in part 1, but it will be the first card turned over in the extended reading. The state of the contract, the track on the album, the scene in the movie, the chapter in the book, the clause of the contract, where they are, the entity of the relationship itself in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Let's see who our parties are. Well, a prostitute and a mentor. Now, don't freak. Everybody has the prostitute archetype. We'll start with this one. I'll get to this one. A survival family archetype. There are 4 survival archetypes everybody has because it's how we learn how to survive in this world. Corporations, nations, everything has the 4 survival archetypes of the child, the victim, victor, which is a lead to gold scale, saboteur, empower, lead to gold scale, and prostitute, which Myss, Carolyn M-Y-S-S, she's a PhD. Her book, Sacred Contracts, goes into that quite a bit. So the shadow and the light written here, the shadow is what you're healing, if this is you, although everybody has this one. So you may be able to, I don't know, inner male, inner female, however you want to do that, your yin, your yang, your divine feminine, your divine masculine within yourself. But that might make it a little tricky if you also have the mentor archetype. And of course, mirroring is a thing. And there is a link in the description box, I believe, the 7 Essene mirrors, E-S-S-E-N-E mirrors, by a lecture, a workshop actually, 2 hours or so, by Greg Braden, looking at the mirroring process through an ancient lens from the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Essenes, because there's 7 mirrors, not just you spot it, you got it. Work. So let's look at the shadow of the prostitute archetype. Places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. So it's staying in that situation that, you know, well, the money's good, right? Or, well, you know, marriages, how people stay together in toxic situations. It's just part of the gig, right? You have to go through that in certain lifetimes. Instead of trusting your empowerment, the prostitute archetype is the guardian of faith versus comfort. Carolyn Myss, Sacred Contracts, really good book. What you're shooting for here, if this is you, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Now look, back in the day, I will say, you know, growing up gay, which is totally rhyming left, right, and center apparently, you know, you did the best that you could, right? You didn't tell people it was in the closet, well, until I reached junior year of high school. And then I was done with that in 1984. So, you know, are you going to compromise your integrity? Are you going to compromise your faith? Are you going to compromise the challenges of surviving without denying your truth, your authenticity, your faith in yourself, in the divine, in the path, your faith and love? Yeah. Or are you going to sell out? Everybody has a price, but once you alchemize this bit by bit by bit, and if we want to see this change in the outside world, we have to heal it within ourselves. But with a throat chakra cough coming through for an air sign, I'm going to say the choices are yours to make. Willpower, throat chakra. But with a mentor in this contract gives me great comfort, because this is a wisdom family archetype. Now, the shadow of any archetype is a nightmare, right? So prostitute, you're immediately jumping into the lead, not looking at the gold, right? It's just conditioning. It's what we do. And so for the mentor, it might be the exact opposite. You're like, oh, it's such a wonderful thing, a mentor. I've been a mentor. I've had a mentor. But the shadow side is just as toxic. Inability to allow the student to sorry, the lighting in here, inability to allow the student to move on to become a teacher. In other words, not letting them surpass them or imparting false information. I've been in that situation as a mentee, which is the opposite part of mentor, whatever. What you're looking for, though, here, if this is you, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Now, student in that case, we're not looking at necessarily a teacher-student relationship here, although the word student is written on the card. And certainly in a healthy relationship, we can enter each other. We can enter each other, I mean that too. We can mentor each other, right? Because as you help each other heal, one might be having a good day, the other one a little bit wobbly, sometimes a lot of wobbly, and the other one's like, hey, it's okay, I'm here for you. We take you under my wing, come on, let's do this, right? Very companionship oriented, feeling that for sure in these cards, particularly if someone has is having a crisis of faith versus comfort. So, let's go to Tarot Town. On this side, we're going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot, Feminine Energy Goddess deck, to get the next 4 chakras down. This is the satellites in the 8th chakra, beaming down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting the electromagnetic fields of all of them, what you attract and what you repel, so that you stay on course and hopefully don't delay what cannot eventually be prevented. We'll do the Mythic Tarot for lower 3 chakras, the physical world, relationships in the physical world chakra, the masculine energy on that side, and then in the extended, we flip it so you get all 8 chakras, all 5 elements, all 8 chakras, you'll see. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a lot to explain. But I love this part. Still point. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, 5 cards in clarity, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, and spirit for this prostitute archetype in this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, and crosswatcher. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read in progress. We'll do 5 face down. We'll do the same for the mentor with the Mythic Tarot. But what is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire in this contract with this mentor. Yep, we'll take that one. What is their element of earth? The fuel to feed the fire, to ground and manifest their heart's desire. Physically, element of earth. What is their element of air? What they predominantly think about this soul contract, this romantic contract with this mentor, who is a wisdom archetype, so that should be interesting to see how air plays out there. And for their element of water, what do they feel? The heart stuff, the emotional stuff, how do they feel about this contract? And the card of spirit, the point of view of the soul who was chosen and incarnated to play the role of the prostitute in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. Hold on. We're going to get these 5 down, and then we're going to flip them over element by element, so we'll see if their fires match and stuff like that. Breathe. Oh, still point. As I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, 5 cards in clarity again. For the mentor in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read in relationship to this prostitute archetype, which everybody has, including whoever this is. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, their heart's desire, lower 3 chakra dynamic, relationships in the physical world. What's their element of earth? To help ground and fuel their element of fire to manifest their heart's desire. The element of earth, please, leave it in my hand. We'll take that one. Their element of air, what predominantly they're thinking as a wisdom family archetype about this contract. They probably got a lot of thoughts, a lot considering going on there, but what's the dominant vibrino going on there? And for their element of water, the heart chakra stuff, what's going on? What are they feeling about this contract with the prostitute? And finally, the card of spirit. The point of view of the soul who is chosen and incarnated to play the role of the mentor in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract and process with this prostitute archetype, which everybody has in this timeless romantic soulmate contract. Read. Let's see. Element of fire. Okay, the one with the prostitute archetype wants the Gemini card. Now this is heart, third eye, crown, so when it's a court card, it's inside. They want to express themselves. Third house, Gemini, throat, chakra. Hence, I really think that's what that cough was before, right? Like, right? Spit, swallow, or chew. Someone's got to spit this out. So this is about communication. Self-expression in some way, shape, or form, and the mentor wants the fool. They want to jump into this, right? They want to jump for their love, right? They want to start the new cycle. Technically, it's the zero card. It's in between the beginning and the end. It's the world, the space between the worlds. But lovely with that Dionysus there, my patron god, really taking the leap of faith. And what does the prostitute, what is that the guardian of? Faith versus comfort. So I like that. But this one wants to I need to talk about this. What's the element of earth? Well, lovely. This one's got the sun card. Major Arcana. When a Major Arcana card is heart, third eye, crown, it lights up all four at once. So there is health here. There is alignment. There is happiness. This could be people who just met. Right? Or maybe it's a comeback around, retrogrades and whatnot whenever you're watching this. So I love that. Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun. Very light, very healing. And as we all know, when the sun card shows up in any reading, it lightens the effects of anything that might otherwise seem detrimental. I would say particularly in the element of earth here. We've got the King of Pentacles on the outside. This could be them from the outside looking in. Capricorn energy, Midas, as in the Midas touch, not necessarily the muffler, although you do you. Cardinal earth for a cardinal air sign. Libra is cardinal air. Though they square each other, it is still a very, very creative vibe here. So I feel like with that happiness, that light, that healing, might have a healthy prostitute here, honestly. Someone who is maybe inspired but enlightened in that sense of soft divine, light of touch, light of heart here. And they want to communicate. And Gemini communication can be very poetic. And for Libras, that's part of the gig too. So they have the ability, I would say, lower three chakra dynamics. This is somebody who has strength, wealth, power, but it's slow and steady wins the race. They may not necessarily jump off cliffs on the regular, but it does say in terms of what they want, they have a solid foundation. But not even mountain goats run up a mountain. It's slow and steady wins the race. Boundaries, ruled by Saturn. Capricorn energy there with King Midas. Just be careful what you touch. The mighty, mighty Midas touch. What's going on in the element of air? Totally makes sense. This one's got the Seven of Pentacles, appraisal, a farmer who has sown the seeds of sunflower seeds, you know, all that. Looking at the harvest going, do I want these again? Burn down the field, salt the earth so nothing ever grows again, or maybe I'll keep some of them, sell some of them, right? Assigning value. So that makes sense. When it's an earth element on the inside, they are kind of working with the wisdom that they already have, what they've been through. Is this worth it? Now, keeping in mind, they have the ability to really make a healthy decision here with that heart, third eye, crown, sun on the inner. Because baby, over here, the mentors, it's Page of Swords. Yeah, they might be looking from a distance. They might be, I don't like the word cyber stalking, but maybe, you know, they're keeping an eye on social media, as you hear so often on on YouTube, but this is definitely lower 3 chakra relationships in terms of at least thinking about communicating. So though the pages, the way I learned it, particularly from the Mythic Tarot, they don't necessarily have a specific astrological air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, as much as it's all of them. This is Aeolus, Hercules' Legendary Adventures flashback there. God of the Winds, Zephyrus, Aeolus, I forget which one. You know, there are 4 of them, one for each of the winds. I think he's the East Wind there, the God of the East Wind. So, you know, there might be a lot that they're thinking about, but pages are messengers. So they might be thinking about a message here that wants to be, right? They're thinking, it's like, should I communicate? Let me just hang back and watch, right? Like Capricorn, let me just like sit back and watch. And because if we've got someone who's really become a wise mentor, even though they may not have that as a job title or think of themselves that way, look at the people in their lives who they take over under their arm, particularly if it's you. Because I feel the impetus with that Fool, you wanna, but you're thinking about it. And of course, Page of Swords is about messages. So maybe you're looking at text messages or, you know, subtle hints that have happened here and there. If you two have just met or have danced before. Let's look at the heart stuff. Element of water. Okay. Now look, don't freak out. The 3 of Blades, the 3 of Swords in this deck. Oh no, in the water sign, it's heartbreak. Not necessarily. This card, the key word is focus. This is about getting to the heart of the matter. And with appraisal in the element of air, this is about self-introspection. This is about focusing on the emotions. And what do we find dominant in the heart chakra that they have? The sun. Because it's heart, the 3rd icon. So really maybe focusing in, getting into like, how is it that I really feel about this person by drawing the mind inward and downward into the emotional body, because here we've got this one's feeling the choice, right? 2 of Wands. Jason of Jason and the Argonaut standing outside of the cave of Chiron, the wounded healer, before taking on the quest to retrieve the Golden Fleece with the Argonauts of on the Argo, the ship, right? He's at a crossroads. It's a choice, particularly about communicating or not. It may feel like an emotional decision, but the difference between a choice and decision is scale. I think I'll have another cup of coffee as a choice. I think I'll, you know, burn down the village and move to another country and raise coffee beans. It's a life-changing decision. Not getting that here. This is a should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Their heart might be a little divided about that, and I'm not exactly sure why, but certainly if this is new, or if it's somebody from the past coming back around, I could see that hesitation on both sides here, but they're in simpatico here. As one heals, the other one heals through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. So let's see the point of view of the soul. A lot of air going on here. This one's got the Aquarius card. The only air sign not on the table here is actually Libra, represented by Tarot. Now, the great thing about Aquarius, Ixchel, the Eagle Woman, the Crone of Blades. Let's see, by the way, did I do that? All right, so this would be Knight of Swords, Gemini. This would be a Queen of Swords, fixed air, Aquarius, Eagle Woman, Ixchel, shamanic goddess of South America, definitely flying above it all and seeing things from the highest perspective. Crown chakra or 8th chakra, right? Flying above it all. She's carrying scissors. Apparently you don't run with them, but I guess it's okay to fly with them. Snipping away what? The things of the element of air. Perceptions. Nobody sees clearly, cleanly, 24/7, except maybe the Dalai Lama. We always cut him slack on that, right? We all have programs. We all have conditioning. We all have lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions. So I feel like this prostitute, if she has any kind of like spiritual path, healing thing going on there, breath work, could certainly be indicated here, because they got 3, like literally the soul, right? The voice of the soul, the card of spirit, the card of the heart, and the card of fire. What their heart's desires is all in that vibe of the element of air. So there's a lot of thinky going on, but I think because when they actually think about them, they're lit up. Which can be terrifying. Which can be terrifying, particularly if your mind is like, well, let's get to the heart of the matter. You know, Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Because over here, this one's got in the soul, the Six of Wands. Victory. The soul is saying, do it. Do it. Jump. Jump. Send that message. Write that poem. Write that poem. We've really got a very... This is Jason in the Argonauts saying, should I do this? And the soul is saying, yeah, you get the golden fleece, but you don't get it the way that you think, and nor do you get it alone. Thank you, Medea. Look, I like this. The conflict, if any, seems to be predominantly, I would say, in the realm of the mind. This one only has one air sign, the mentor, there. So, well, that's the other thing. If it's a romantic relationship and there's a mentorship vibe there, that's not always the vibe you want. Somebody to come, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help? It's very different than, hi, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help? You see what I mean? So, but they want to jump. I like it. Remember, in the extended, we will flip the decks there, so you'll get the full chakric spectrum there. But we got 3 more cards to go to finish part 1, and 2 of those 3 cards are from the Whispers of Love Oracle, the higher selves of each of them. So the Prostitute, their higher self collective, and the Mentor, their higher self collective, are going to determine what these messages are. So please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Tingle, 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 tingle. As I call upon the higher selves of for this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate, contract in progress, please. For this Prostitute archetype, the higher selves involved here. What is their whisper of love for this contract? Piece of information, inspiration, insight from their own higher selves they need, and for this mentor, the same, please, in this timeless romantic soulmate contract. Aww, embrace your emotions and forgiveness. You know, we'll get to forgiveness. Let's talk about embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Get to the heart of the matter. If you're the Prostitute, yeah. If there is a fear of survival here, I don't mean that the person is a threat, but, you know, if somebody, you know, you meet somebody and your whole life changes, right? It's like, well, what about, certainly that can be a challenge here. So to face and embrace those emotions without them running the show is the nature of shadow work, which of course is indicated with a lead to gold relationship. 3 more atoms in lead than gold. You do the spiritual alchemy on this and you take your time. What I love for that is that these chakras are already lit up. Are they aware of that or not? That depends on who this is and where they are in their own journey of consciousness of what's going on inside as well as perhaps outside. Here we've got forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Well, does that indicate that these two have had a relationship, a dance before? Well, if not this life, maybe another. Although there are other cards that could have come up to say that in the Whispers of Love Oracle. But this could also be their own psychic weight and baggage, unhealed places that. And apparently, my cat Melchior agrees. Come here, sweetheart. He's see all these kitty cat ears poking up. Come here, baby. I think he just woke up from a nap. He's like 9 years old, and he's a Taurus, big baby. He is the baby. Sorry about that. So yeah, maybe they're carrying their own stuff that they need to kind of process through on this. But if there is some weird blood, I wouldn't call it bad blood, and you're the mentor here, I think you can see that there is a real progression, a real opportunity for some emotional healing on this place. So you do you. You forgive you. Ho'oponopono. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility, right? To clean, clear, heal, release, whatever you want to call it, on your end. So, last card down. As I said, Matcon, healing mantra deck. Doesn't matter which one you are. Work the mantra. You're helping each other heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. My mom and I have a soulmate contract. We have the same back pains. It could be genetic, but it's weird that it hits us at the same time when it does happen, right? So as I heal, I help her heal. Just one itty bitty teeny tiny example. This is, however, from the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contracts. So let's see what they have to say. And then we'll jump over to the extended. Well, we'll do a blessimation first. You'll see if you're new. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law, please look it up in the Akashic Records. This is Libra, collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, and crosswatcher, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract involving someone with the Prostitute archetype, which is everyone on planet Earth, and a mentor, wisdom, family archetype, the perfect healing mantra to help them heal, to anchor a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract into their own energy fields, together with each other, right into the Earth's electromagnetic field, helping everybody follow suit in this timeless romantic soulmate contract. Read. Inspiring others. I help others by acknowledging their gifts, which is a wonderful thing for a mentor to do, by the way. Instead of pointing out what's wrong, you know, there's this theme in my life where people keep trying to tell me, they're like, well, if you just did this, and you just did this, and you just did this. And I kind of have to say to them, it's like, if it resonates, I will, but why don't you try that for yourself? And they get offended, right? It's like, you do you, I'll do me. Because the best thing you can do for somebody to inspire them is not tell them what to do, but point out what they're doing right. Even Course in Miracles says, tell a brother they're right, even if you believe they're wrong. But there's depth to that. That's not as simple as it seems. So, inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. And by the way, that can be done silently first. Right, you can really do like a rampage of appreciation if you want to Abraham Hicks that thing. You could do that, right? Not that you're trying to manipulate them or, you know, it's not necessarily love magic, but it is certainly about uplifting their vibration from a place of spirit rather than being ruled by past memories and emotional baggage. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. When others are inspired, you allow them to take center stage and step into a greater acknowledgement of their own personal power. Well, with the amount of communication that wants to happen here, this could be a mutual admiration society. It could be, right? When others are made to feel useful, they are likely to embrace more courageous decisions as self-worth increases. Of course, courageous, from the French word the cœur, the heart, to follow the heart when they're feeling that self-confidence and that self-worth. Imagine the perfection of not having to do everything by yourself and infusing others with a great sense of purpose just by asking for their help. That's a big one. That's collaboration. You're going to collaborate on this together, so it's not one person healing the relationship and the other one, like, I don't know, skeet shooting. That was a thing when I was a kid. Long story. I don't think they have it at Chuck E. Cheese. It's about realizing the gift of inspiration you possess simply by inviting them to be a part of your day. You know, you're so good at this. Could you help me with this? I have this idea. I just need a sounding board, particularly if it's from this one to this one, or this one saying, you know, I just know that you're doing great. I just think, you know, you just keep doing you, back and forth, back and forth. Sounds lovely. This mantra is ideal for increasing intimacy. Intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in relationships, resolving martyrdom. Get off the wood. Get off that cross. Someone needs the wood. And communicating your needs, which I think is a big part of this, particularly if they have had history. And maybe some funky blood, if not out and out bad. Interesting. So, we're going to do a blessimation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. It's a word we came up with over on Patreon. And then I will release the collective at the very end if you want to stay for that. I usually get a little extra goofy for it because it's fun to let it go that way. And then I will jump into the extended room. And yeah, let's just do it. It's all on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm going to flip that Carolyn Mace card in part 2. First thing. still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, and cross-watcher, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, that they may be blessed with all that they need, so that this one accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of their spirit through maybe communicating their needs, what they really want to do, what they really, really want, to tell them what you want, what you really, really want from that place of alignment, happiness, health, happy, health, wealth, wise, perhaps, going on that is already inherent within them. And they're going to take their time really applying the wisdom they've already garnered, looking over their shoulder a bit, kind of putting pieces together and appraising the situation, assigning some value to it mentally while they get to the heart of the situation, maybe their own pain, maybe just getting really, really clear on what they want so that they can communicate it. It's only a 3, a stable foundation of air. And yet the soul says, fly up high, see this from a higher place, perhaps a more third eye, crown, 8th chakra place, to see a larger picture here, to see that this isn't the first lifetime you've done this, and certainly not the first time you've done this with this person in other lives, right? That can be very Aquarian in that way, very New Agey, past lifey. And so that this mentor can pass on wisdom and refine a student's character, but in this case, not a teacher-student relationship necessarily, even if there was mentorship that came for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Of course, with inspiring others, that is part of the gig, and they want to. So may they find the courage and the strength to take that step, that leap of faith, because they have the solid foundation, one would think, financially, in terms of wisdom, in terms of that creative earth in a creative air read, and in their element of air, they're thinking about it. But this might even be that there's been some texting or some messaging going on, but it's a page. It's not necessarily so very clear and direct, so much as maybe there's some stuff going on, and if they are, checking them out online to make sure everything's Coca-Cola, I could understand that too, particularly with the 2 of Wands in their emotional field. 2nd chakra going, I don't know, I want to take the journey, but I don't know, I need to think about this more, we need to communicate, there needs to be more communication while the soul is communicating, hey, there is victory here. 6 of Wands in the outside world, very solar plexus, saying you have the personal power to do this. You can do this. While this one over here embraces their emotions, not pushing it down or judging what they're feeling, getting to the heart of the matter as we see there. This one forgiving, because they kind of get on some level, nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Disappointment is another word for heartbreak. You wanted it, your heart was set on it, got snatched away. It breaks. It's a disappointment. Their own, maybe helping this one, again, if they have danced before and there were disappointments. So may they inspire each other to bring all of this together, right? Because they help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. And as they do that, they're helping each other heal, silently or aloud, back and forth in a conversation, through prayer, meditation, what have you, text messaging, you do you, may they do they. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to help each other find satisfaction, find that soothing soulmate place, and anchor that happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying vibe into planet Earth, so we may all, as we already step into that, making this world a better place, because we'd be too busy making love to make war for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. So it is. That was good. That was good. Lovely. Feeling it. Get ready for part 2, though, if you want. Again, you can jump over to Vimeo if you like to pay-per-view, or you can come play Patreon on Patreon. All of my subscribers get that stuff. You can hang out for a month, watch them all, and then take off. That's cool. People have done it. It's all good. And certainly, if you want to book me for a private reading, I do this with clients all the time. Not always the same spread, but romantic soulmate contracts are a thing, and I've been doing it for so long. I'm glad to be of service. And yeah, you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but perhaps we're afraid to ask, so go check it out. Otherwise, I love you. my Libras, my 7th housers. I mean, you are the sign of romance, right? Ruled by Venus, cardinal air, so romantic. So seriously, comment if you want and reach out if you need. I love you. Hang in there. Al, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.